Assalamu alaikum. Today we want to talk to you about 6 myths about depression in hopes to shed some light about what is depression and give you some insights on what you can do about it. One of the biggest myths about depression is that depression is a sign of weak iman and that your faith is basically lacking. Another myth that's often spoken is that depression is not a real illness, and which brings to the third myth, which is that it's all in your head. The fourth myth that people talk about is, well, people just need to figure it out and find a solution and just get over it. And the fifth myth is that depressed people actually look depressed, when in reality they actually could be normal functioning people that smile and pretend to be happy, but when they go home and they're by themselves, they actually have all the symptoms of depression, which I'll share after I discuss the sixth one, which is, oh, just leave them alone and they'll get over it, they'll be fine. So what is depression? In fact, a lot of times people will ask, what is the difference between depression and sadness? Sadness is actually when something happens to you, you lose a loved one, something bad at work happens, you break up with someone. You have moments of sadness. It's a feeling that's actually a natural feeling that you have, but then you're able to kind of feel better the next day or by doing something that you normally enjoy. Depression is actually something that's more where you have the feelings of sadness, but it's ongoing and it's consistent. And there's actually, in the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistic Manual, it actually describes 9 different symptoms of depression. And it's not necessary to have all 9, but you need to have at least 5 of them. And one of the specificities of these is, for one, depressed mood most of the day, and one of the main things is that it's like nearly every day for at least 2 weeks. The second one is a diminished interest or pleasure in all things, nearly every day for at least the 2 weeks. The third one is significant weight loss or weight gain, and on average it's a 5% change in body weight. The fourth one is insomnia or hyperinsomnia. So either you want to keep sleeping a lot or you're not sleeping. And once again, it's ongoing. It's not just one day. The fifth one is you're completely agitated quickly. You just get bothered by things, and it's not just subjective feelings. It's actually once again not just a one-time thing. It's continuous. Number 6 is fatigue or loss of energy nearly every day. 7 is feelings of worthlessness. 8, diminished ability to think or concentrate, and then 9 is suicide. And once again, it's not necessary to have all 9 of these, but the presence of 5 of these that have been happening every single day indicates the signs of depression and not just sadness. Now, the big question is, will people be like, I know what the problem is, now tell me what to do about it? The good thing is that the treatment for depression is not one size fits all. It's not just pop a pill and you're going to be happy, or go to therapy and you'll be happy, or just strengthen your iman and you'll be happy. It's actually a combination of things. If I were to name immediately 5 or 6 things that I've seen work, it's doing these simultaneously. It's one, if you have these symptoms, you do need to get professional help. That's one thing. In parallel, yes, strengthen your faith, because that also helps. Another thing that you can do is actually journal writing. It helps in terms of expressing your thoughts and feelings and writing it out. Fourth thing you can do is exercise. It helps increase the certain hormones in your body to make you feel good, and even if it's short-lived, it helps the process. Fifth one that people don't actually realize is that pay attention to what you eat. Your food also impacts your mental health and your well-being. Another one too is that you can actually make sure I know when you're depressed, one of the main things people want to do is isolate themselves. That actually probably makes it even worse. You need to have social relationships and interactions with your friends to help you, and you need that constant support. It's not one of these things. The key is to recognize that for any type of illness, it's a multi-pronged approach in terms of seeking help. The main thing to remember is that depression is a mental illness. It's not something that's just in your head or something that that you go strengthen your faith with. When someone has cancer, you don't just tell them, oh, go to the masjid or get closer to God. And the same thing applies to depression. It's something that does need medical treatment. If you or someone you know are suffering from any of these depressive symptoms, please feel free to reach out and just get some help or some more information. Sakina Center is here to help serve the Muslim community, and Our information can be found on sakinatherapy.com. Once again, sakinatherapy.com. Thank you.